vehicles to your current TCP is nothing. It doesn't cost much. It's that initial first round with the DMV, with getting your commercial license, getting the commercial insurance, getting the state, and you know, you're looking at 3 months, but it's so worth it at the end of the day, because the you know, if I have about 50, 70 private clients, and I can always count on $500-600 a day driving these people, you know, in an SUV, 2 in the morning, 2 at night, or 3 at night. It's easy. And for you, that's nothing. I mean, for you, that's laughable, the hours that I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Um, but I take my day, I take off from 10 till 5 o'clock. That's a 7 hour period. I do everything else. I can spend time with my kids. I can do social media, and nobody tells me what to do in those 7 hours. But I'm always put in a few hours in the evening and a few hours in the morning, and then I'm done. So
you got a lot of other things going on too, though, besides just rideshare, right? I mean, you got other businesses and
yeah, I
to
have
handle.
yeah, and but you know, I mainly deal in internet. So a lot of my products, like I drop ship, I try and make it as easy as possible. Even the rideshare business with the referrals, it's all automated. What I teach is to work easy, not hard, right? It's not about. I don't think it's about getting in the car and just driving around randomly any hour, just trying to accumulate some dollars. Now, if you work in certain hours, you know, and you just master those hours, specific hours in the morning, and this is so easy for you. Again, I mean, I've spoken to, and I've helped, and I've mentored a lot of people that have come from the trucking industry, right? And for them, it's always a breeze. They have the most amazing personalities. They're not scared of hours, and they know how to make money. So, you know, it's not going to be difficult for you. I think the challenge is like, okay, what category do you choose? I do see you driving in an SUV. I really do. And then, you know, if you maybe if you wanted to try it out for 2 months, you know, you are going to make money based on your hours. It's not like you're going to lose. I mean, most of my drivers have been with me for 2 to 3 years, right? They haven't left because they make money. And even if they just jump in the car a few times and pay their 550 a week, they have a free car, and they keep it at home with them. They don't have to bring it back to the headquarters. They keep it with them. They can drive their kids. They can run up as many miles as they want to privately. No questions asked, right? The only thing is we don't let the drivers go out of state. Like if they want to go to Nevada or Vegas, they have to check in with us first. And I'll let them, you know, I'll let them go. It's not like I'm not going to deny them that trip. But you the, you would be fine for 2 months renting an SUV, but there would come the time, honestly, where you would say, you know, I'm paying $2,200 on fees for this car per month. I should be rather getting my own TCP. I should be rather getting my own vehicle. Even if you got in like a S550, a Mercedes Benz used, and you picked it up for $13,000-14,000, you know, a good used one, and you drive in the Lux category, you're not going to get those frequent trips all the time. But if I show you where to drive in LA, the hot spots, you know, the areas that will book a Lux vehicle or a Mercedes S550 or a BMW 750, you'll do well. You'll do very well. You'll easily be able to handle those people, communicate with them, have fun with them, tell them about your background, and they will tip you handsomely. You know, they like real people. I can tell you that. Like I do consider myself a down to earth person, and you sound completely down to earth. You know, you're not like, you know, like LA is an interesting city. You'll quickly see if you're in the right business.
That's an understatement, yes.
But they love that balance of
They like the idea. I don't know what you think, but and this is a goal, I guess I would say. At some point, getting into like, let's say a Range Rover Sport.
yes,
I just see that as being the most versatile in terms of hitting all the categories. You know, especially if you get a black one,
yes,
just like
Yes.
Range Rover, and so with that you can do Lux, SUV, if it was available, black, whatever. So
Yeah, look, if you have the, and I apologize for cutting you off. If you have the money to put down for a nice used Range Rover Sport in black with black leather interior in good condition, and you can pick them up at auctions for a fraction. A dealership auctions. I buy the cars at dealership auctions, and I can always put you together with two or three good buyers that I've used all the years that I've referred friends to. They'll charge you maybe $500 to $1,000 finder fee, but they will get you the car at a rate you would never get on the open marketplace, right? So that being said, if you have a Range Rover Sport, bam, you're in the Uber Lux category. You're in the Lyft Lux category. You're in the Lyft SUV category. You will not be in the Lyft. You will not be in the Uber SUV category because that's closed. But you'd be in the XL category. You'll be in the Premier category. You'll probably be driving in 5-6 categories and a huge diverse range of people from ultra lux to families, right? And you'll have a lot of fun and you'll feel good about yourself because it sounds like you already visualize yourself in that car. It's a car that you can see yourself driving, right? And it's a great car. I've driven it.
well, yeah, I mean, for somebody like me, that's kind of a dream car, and to be able to use it for work every day and have most of the associated fee be a tax write-off.
Exactly.
It kind of seems like a great idea, but
The only thing you want to really pay very close attention to there is you have to stay within the Uber and Lyft guidelines as far as the model year goes. So let's say you were to go out and get a 2009, it wouldn't help you at all because so you'd have to be looking at a vehicle that's at least 2015, and by the time you apply and you start driving, it would be 2018 anyway. We're only 2 months away from 2018, right? So if you get yourself into a 2015, that means if you're buying in 2018, it's going to be cheaper anyway because the car's considered 1 year older, right? But if you could get yourself like a nice November or December 2015 model, you're smiling. You're in good shape. And
that's one you can keep for a couple of years, maybe.
absolutely. I mean, you could drive a good 4 years in the rideshare business, put on crazy mileage, and then turn around and sell that car again, right? Because they even I mean, you'll always sell it. There'll always be a buyer, even if you've put on crazy mileage. It's just trying to get your money back. But in that time,
Well, just considering what vehicle it is, I mean, there's still going to be, people that are looking to upgrade or whatever you want to say. Just, oh yeah, I got a Range Rover, I mean.
yeah, and when you have that car, there are certain clientele out in Hidden Hills, or the type of clientele that I drive, in Calabasas, and that would love to drive in that car and would love to drive, like, let's say, either in a S550, an Escalade, or a Range Rover. That's sort of like the only cars they will get into, because image to them is everything. But then then you're talking a Calabasas to LAX run in the morning. Just for example, Calabasas is out on the 101. It's about it's about an hour drive from Carson in the northerly direction, but you're getting a good an hour 15-minute drive in the morning, and that's that's $180 to $200 trip, right? So you'd have to do a lot of little Uber X trips to try and make 150 to 200. Yeah. So it.
Most of your day on an Uber X day.
Yeah. And the people that start off with UberX, you'll be surprised how many come to me after 6 months and say, I really want to get out of X. I really want to step it up, right? So, but it's a great way to learn. It's a great way to figure out the city, and on an economical basis. But you could literally bypass that step with your experience in that. Go directly into SL or directly into Lux or directly into SUV.
Like I know LA
Yeah.
Other like your venues and stuff. I'm not real familiar with those, but I mean, I gather that shouldn't be terribly hard to
That
pick up pretty quickly.
that's 2 weeks of driving, and you've got the city wired down. Like, you'll know every highway, you'll know where Hollywood is, you'll know where Universal Studios is, you'll know where Staples Center, Rose Bowl, and when you know all those big venues, and the one thing people drivers in LA can rely on is there's something going on every night. There's a big event going on, right? So, and I'm literally talking 30 days a month, right? So come Friday or Saturday, you can pick and choose. Okay, am I going to be at the Rose Bowl? Am I going to be at Dodger Stadium? And am I going to be at Staples Center? The bottom line is that these trips, especially in any category, XXL, SUV, Select, Black, Lux, doesn't matter, Lyft Premier, Lyft Plus, every single category, there are people in these stadiums that will book afterwards, and demand is so high, supply can't meet it, and the fares go up. So you sitting in a Range Rover, at the Staples Center or at the Rose Bowl after a U2 concert, I mean, you could literally triple or quadruple your fare, and that, I mean, the highest fare I ever had, I went to Coachella. I think I made $5,000 that weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, in an SUV. And then the longest trip I had was from Indio, Coachella, back past Palm Springs, and it was in a max surge. I think it was a 5.5 or 6 surge, and that trip paid me, it was not more than a 35-minute drive, but I think it was close onto $600. So it's possible.
Kind of astounding to me that people are willing to pay, really through the nose like that.
You and I won't pay it. I mean, I make really good money. I still won't pay it because I put everything into perspective, right? But though those people, if they 5 or 6 people and they've been in a concert and they want to get out back to their hotel, they'll pay. They don't care, So, but anyway. I have clients that'll send me to Beverly Hills and back to get caviar, and it's a $250 trip, or bring clothes to bring clothes to San Diego, and that's a $700. I mean, you'll be blown away how people throw money out the window here, especially LA. Insane. But yeah, get if you have further questions, text or email me, and we can always touch base, and then sort of let me know when you're coming down. And, maybe even meet for 30 minutes and just show you, like, I know where the industrial areas are of LA. And then you can sort of get a good idea where you would be making the money, where you have to position yourself as a driver. If you, I don't know, when are your intentions to be in LA? Oh, you do?
On and off. I mean,
okay.
I'm in Chicago now, but,
okay.
Again, like the trip that I've got came from Santa Fe Springs.
Okay.
So, honestly, it probably, in the next couple of weeks, I could foresee being back in LA. Now, how long I actually get to stay there is another story altogether.
Okay.
Sometimes I get to stay for a couple of days. Sometimes I get, sent right back out. But,
yeah. But yeah, touch base. Touch base with me when you're in LA and you know that you're staying for a few days or so. Just meet up for a coffee somewhere, and
sure.
Those categories that you were looking at. You know what you can spend. You pretty much know what you want, right? And do a little bit of research as far as the only thing I would stay away from would be the Uber X. I really would, because you don't want to deal with Uber pool. It's a category that Uber X drivers have to take when people pool together in a car, and it's just, I've done it. It's a nightmare.
Do they still count those as more than one trip if you're taking a pool?
No, if you have a destination and the first person is heading towards that destination and the second person joins with the same or similar destination, I mean you just paying for mileage and time, but the fact that you have two completely different energies or people in the car can go awfully wrong. All the extra work that you have to do, it's just not worth it. You will see the most complaints in any Uber channel would be about Uber Pool, guaranteed.
Okay.
So
That's surprising. The only thing I was looking at for was like, if you get, say, two or three people all in the same pool, and if they were to count those all as separate trips, then that goes towards your number of trips that you have for, like, say, a power driver bonus or whatever. But
no,
I mean,
doesn't.
like, if what you're saying, is true and I have no doubt of it, then even that's not worth it, really.
Yeah, no, I mean it's going to change. They're working on Pool right now because they have enough feedback from drivers and enough unhappiness that they're trying to come up with ways to make it more attractive. So there will be, I mean, there will guarantee there'll be better changes in the next 6 months. It's just the question is, are you going to go into the UberX category or not? Do you start off there, or do you say, okay, I'm going to buy a car. I've got some choices here. Which one do I go for? I think that sounds like your scenario where you have to make a decision. Which car, which category.
Well, I was going to ask you too. I've heard all kinds of rumors about what they've done with referral bonuses, like that they've just decimated them. Is that
The referral.
water?
No, the referral bonuses, they've completely decimated them. They've killed it. I mean, Uber has it's dropped to a fraction. Lyft now, I think Lyft got the money from Google. They haven't quite announced it yet, but if you look at how they aggressively upping their rewards to take drivers away, there's an 850 bonus in LA right now, and it'll probably only last for 2 weeks. It'll only last for 2 weeks because the people are jumping ship and signing up like crazy, right? So Lyft never had that type of money to throw around. Now suddenly they are. So my guess is they received this money and it hasn't been announced yet, and they're already starting to push aggressively to get market share. So Lyft is attractive right now. Uber has dropped a lot, and it fluctuates on supply and demand of drivers. If they have enough, they drop it. That's pretty much it. So I wouldn't really count too much on that. I mean, to a certain degree, but you can still make money referring drivers. Like I make a lot of money referring other drivers.
Sure.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, I got to rock and roll.
Okay.
If you, like I say, if you have any other questions, just stay in touch with me and then shoot me a message. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do.
Okay. Cool.
Appreciate the call.
Okay. Drive safe. Thank you, mate. Bye then. Bye.